Hey, thanks again for visiting abonganka.com. Here's where we speak a financial language that everyone can understand, including you, by getting a little bit information, digestible nuggets of information that you can use in your daily financial lives. So we're in the first week of October, the last week of September, and we're worried about, we're waiting in line to get the new iPhone 5. And I'm going to hit a few points about cell phones and the importance of it because I love smartphones and cell phones, and like you, I know everybody wants to get the new, hottest, greatest thing. But you're excited to get the new hot cell phone, but your phone is pretty much out of date. I mean, I work with a lot of people who have absolutely crappy phones, and they're just maybe 1 year away from carrying around the brick. I don't know if you're familiar with the brick. It was a nightmare of a phone. It was literally like the size of a brick, and that was a thing back then. But there are a lot of people who have these old, outdated phones, and they have this misconception that is really, really expensive to get something new and nicer that actually uses electricity. But that's not the case. And I'm going to give you some tips and some things you can do in order to either cut your costs, get an upgraded phone, find a different way to get a new phone, and things that I did in order to get a new phone that it usually literally cut the cost of that phone in half. Now, if I had a sword, you'd see me cutting a watermelon in half, kind of like a samurai warrior, but that doesn't work too well. I don't want to cut off my limbs. So back to what we're talking about. Okay, getting the new iPhone is great, but if you're not ready to get a new iPhone, and I have some ideas about that, which I'll touch on in a separate video, there are other ways you can do it in order to cut your costs and get a new phone. So here's today's money mentoring tip. Okay, try auction sites like eBay. At the time, I got the Samsung S2, which was the newest Android phone, which competes with the iPhone. I got that for about 50% off than what I would have got had I went to my phone company, which is Sprint. Sprint was going to charge me $600. I got it for about a little less than $300. Okay, basically new. Actually, it was new / refurbished, and came in the original packaging, and everything was great. And it's still going strong. I have Angry Birds. I can do a lot of great things on the phone. I'm actually as happy as a clam, as they say. So that's one thing. Try eBay and take a look. But there's a few things you should think about when you go to eBay to buy a cell phone, and I know it's all encompassing. You can save 50%, but also you can get hosed if you're not careful. But here's a bigger tip: before clicking the Buy Now button, make sure you check. In certain phones, you can check either the ESN for Sprint, or you can check the model, the SIM card number for the phone to see if there's anything on it. If there's any, how do I say this? If there's any, if it's stolen, or if it's been reported stolen, or if there's an outstanding bill. Some people will do that. They'll just sell the phone and not tell anybody, and then you buy it, and next thing you know, you have a bill of $1,000 remaining. In Sprint's case, that could happen. So you want to make sure you check that and ask the seller for that number. And if they refuse to give that to you, then that's a red flag automatically, and you go on to the next one. The next thing is, make sure you check to see the phone is in its original condition. You can do that through talking with the seller, getting pictures, and having them assert that it is that. So that's what you'll use in case there's any issues. But for the most part, if you do your research, go online, hit places like eBay. Don't do Craigslist, but eBay, because there's a lot more support and guarantees there. You'll be able to find something that's well within your price range and can save you money instead of waiting in line like all the other homeless people waiting to get the iPhone 5. A few minutes of mentoring can help you with your money.